morning, Birmingham. Today is Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. The time is 9:33. I call to order the meeting of the Birmingham City Council. This morning, our invocation will be led by Reverend Anthony C. Jelks, pastor of Mount Moriah Missionary Baptist Church, Birmingham, Alabama. And our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilor Brian Gunn. If you're willing and able, please stand and join us. Reverend Jelks, if you'll come to the podium.
Yeah, you got it. I'm sorry.
You're good. Thank you. If you'll push the silver button right in front of you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
God, how we thank you. God, how we praise you. Now you have allowed us again to see a brand new day. And now, Father, as we come for this city council meeting, we ask you to do us a favor. Prick some hearts, prick some minds, that they'll understand they're here because you blessed them to be here, to see after the need and aid of your people. Lord, we thank you for every home represented today. Now, if you don't mind, still allow your spirit to rule in this place. And whatever be done is decent and in order in your eyesight. So, Lord, we thank you for who you are. Thank you for what you are in our lives. And we're going to be careful to do what we ought to do to give you what you deserve. It's your glory. It's your honor. It's your praise. It's in Jesus' name we say it's done and we cover it with victory. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Reverend Jelks, for that thoughtful prayer. And thank you, Mr. Gunn, for leading us in the pledge. At this time, Mr. Clerk, if you'll call the roll.
Councilmember Gunn. Councilmember O'Quinn. Good morning. Councilmember Smith.
Present.
Councilmember Smitherman. Good morning. Councilmember Vossler. Good morning. Councilmember Williams. Good morning. Councilmember Woods. Good morning. Councilmember Tate.
Good morning.
Good morning. Council President Pro Tem Tate. Good morning. Council President Alexander.
Good morning, President. Thank you. At this time, councilors, I'd like to entertain a motion and a second for approval of the minutes from the previous meetings of May 6th, May 8th, May 13th, May 20th, and May 27, 2025.
So moved. Second.
Okay. I'll just do it verbally. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you. Those minutes from May 6th, May 8th, May 13th, May 20th, and May 27th are approved. Councilors, the minutes are not ready from the meetings of June 3rd, 2025 through October 28th, 2025. At this time, Mr. Clerk, do we have any announcement of boards and agency expirations for the month of December?
Yes, ma'am. We have several here. We start off with the Special Care Facilities Financing Authority, City of Birmingham Medical Center East. We got Dimitri Carpenter. Term expires November the 10th, 2025. It is a 6-year term, and that's under Budget and Finance. So I guess we'll revise that to the proper committee. And then we have the Educational Building Authority of the City of Birmingham, and the incumbent is Lynn Flowers Martin. The term expires November the 10th, 2025, and it is a 6-year term. It is also under the Budget and Finance Committee. We have the Zoning Board of Adjustments, Lizzie Frazee, November the 25th, 2025. It is a 7-year term. It's under Planning and Zoning Committee. And then we have the Private Education Building Authority, Birmingham Southern College, Brandon M. Cleveland. The term expires November the 12th, 2025, and it is a 6-year term, and this is also on the Budget and Finance. And we have Alabama Special Care Facilities Financing Authority of the City of Birmingham Children's Hospital, Nathan Weiner. Term expires November the 11th, 2025. It is a 6-year term. It is also under Budget and Finance. And then we have the Birmingham Library Board. We have Willie Davis III, Yolanda Hardy, and John Lyons Jr. Terms expire December the 31st, 2025. That's for all three. They have 5-year terms. They're on the Community Development Committee. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Councilors, we will forward those boards and agencies vacancies with item 13. Once we pass that today, that will give us more guidance on the chairs for those various committees that will be managing that process. So we'll discuss that and have a little bit follow-up when we get to that item. Thank you very much, Mr. Clerk. At this time, we'll have communications from the mayor.
Good morning,
Thank you,
Madam
Chief.
President. Good morning, Madam Pro Tem. Good morning to the members of the council, to the members of the public, all of those under the sound of my voice. I'd certainly be remiss if I did not acknowledge the presence of our Congresswoman Sewell. Just a few brief announcements this morning, Madam President. The City of Birmingham has partnered with Christian Service Mission for a collection drive to support Birmingham food banks now through Thursday, November the 6th, from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. The food drive is a part of Mayor Whitfin's effort to help Birmingham SNAP recipients who are experiencing a temporary disruption of benefits due to the federal government shutdown. The following items are needed during this week's food drive and should be dropped off at the Christian Service Mission located at 3600 3rd Avenue South. Canned vegetables, canned meats, canned fruit, boxed cereals, soups, nutritional bars, oatmeal, boxed foods such as macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, stuffing, rice, etc., toilet paper, and paper towels. We ask please do not drop off clothing, shoes, accessories, or food in glass containers. More details will be provided soon on how Birmingham residents receiving SNAP benefits may apply for financial assistance. Until this is announced, the city has created www.birminghamal.gov/BHAMReady with details on how to donate or volunteer, where to find food giveaways, and community resources for those in need. Questions should be sent to bhamready@birminghamal.gov. Again, questions should be sent to bhamready@birminghamal.gov. And then finally, Madam President, Madam Pro Tem, members of the council, the City of Birmingham's offices will be closed on Tuesday, November the 11th, with the exception of police, fire, and 911 in observance of Veterans Day. There will be no trash pickup on that day. Collection will resume, though, on Wednesday, November the 12th, with garbage routes delayed by 1 day. Also, the 78th National Veterans Day Parade will take place right here in downtown Birmingham on Tuesday, November the 11th. It begins at 1 p.m., rain or shine. For more information, please go to nationalveteransday.org/parade. Madam President, Madam Pro Tem, members of the council, that concludes the mayor's report.
Thank you very much, Chief. At this time, councilors, I'd like to ask for common consent that we amend the agenda to allow for special presentations. At this time, our first presentation, I'm very excited to welcome Congresswoman Terry Sewell of the 7th Congressional District. We know that these are unprecedented times that we're seeing on both a federal as well as a state level when it comes to providing for our residents. And Congresswoman Sewell has been kind enough to come today and just talk to us about these times and share her commitment to our residents. Congresswoman Sewell, thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Madam Chair. Good morning to all of you. I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to address you. I also want to thank the City Council, the Mayor, and your team for our years of partnership in providing federal dollars and opportunities to our constituents. I know that you know that I truly believe that it's an honor every day to represent the great city of Birmingham, and we do so with pride, and today is no different, and I want to thank you for what you're about to do in terms of providing for SNAP. It is day 35 of the government shutdown, and President Trump and my Republican colleagues are not willing to come to the table and talk with the Democrats in order to come to a bipartisan agreement that will fully fund government, that will protect health care, and that will provide SNAP benefits, and to reopen government. It's unfortunate that this administration chose as their very first bill a bill that actually gutted SNAP, the largest cut to SNAP, $176 billion. And if that's not enough, they also, that bill also gutted Medicaid to the tune of $1 trillion. And so we are in the midst, as you said, of unprecedented times, and unprecedented times require us to work together in order to protect and to honor the American people and the people that we serve. SNAP benefits, as you know, is an example, in my opinion, of government of showing that government can be a force for good when we prioritize caring for our children, our seniors, and working families over the wealthy and well-connected. For so many, SNAP means the difference between a hot meal and going to bed hungry. Over 750,000 Alabamians, including 23,000 of our citizens right here in Birmingham, and 58,000 households in Alabama's 7th Congressional District depend and rely on SNAP every month. Now, you know that our president and congressional Republicans are currently not willing to use a contingency fund that was set aside by Congress. That contingency fund had $6 billion in it. We know that to fully fund SNAP, it would cost $8 to $9 billion, but it is a legal obligation under the direction of Congress that this administration has access to funds that could fully fund the SNAP benefits. Sadly, using the government shutdown as an excuse to slash programs for low-income families, this president has said that he would not access it. But as many of you know, 2 federal judges intervened and told this administration that they should fund SNAP. And as I understand it, yesterday, the president said that he would partially fund SNAP, not fully fund SNAP. I look forward to rolling up my sleeves and going back to Congress and leading the charge to have this administration fully fund SNAP benefits, since under law, they have access to $23 billion in USDA funds on top of the contingency funds. So they could fully fund the SNAP benefits. Now, we know that Congress provides funding for SNAP not only through a contingency fund, but we fund it monthly, as you all know. And given the fact that the November 1st has come and gone, it's going to take some time for any money to flow to our SNAP beneficiaries in Birmingham and across this nation. In fact, it usually takes 2 weeks to process SNAP benefits. So I'm just trying to give you an idea of the time frame before any money will flow to our constituents. And so it is with that I am very thankful that this city council, this mayor, is about to pass a bill that will actually allow us to get $1 million to help defray some of the financial hardship and provide food for the hungry right here in Birmingham, Alabama. And you all should be applauded for doing that. I think that it is really important that we stand up and we stand in the gap when we realize that the people that we serve are not being treated fairly. And that's exactly what's happening. I apologize for the government shutdown, but I also want you to know that I do not apologize for fighting for fully funding government, for protecting health care, for making sure that our SNAP beneficiaries get the benefits that they have been getting and that they need in order to provide for their families and themselves. You know, this is unfortunate that we are in the midst of a political battle, if you will. And politics should have no place when it comes to providing for our hungry seniors, our children. In fact, SNAP beneficiaries overwhelmingly have children under the age of 16. And so by standing in the gap here in Birmingham, you are providing for our constituents, and I am very, very, very grateful. I'd like to think that we would open up government soon, but I have to tell you that instead of talking with Democrats, this president would prefer to talk to foreign nations and provide funding, $40 billion to Argentina instead of fully funding SNAP. And I know that hunger is not a political football. Hunger is not just for Democrats and not for Republicans. It's not a red or blue issue. Hunger is an issue for all of us to address. It's a matter of right versus wrong. And it's wrong to use hunger and SNAP in order to score political points. And it is right for us to provide and stand in the gap for our constituents when they are in need. So thank you for the opportunity to address you today. And I want you to know that this government shutdown and what I'm asking, what Democrats are asking, is simply that we come to the negotiating table, that we negotiate a bipartisan agreement to fully fund government. And when this president comes to the table, I think that's when government will reopen. Until then, I know that our job as legislators, especially in Congress, is to pass a budget to fully fund government. So it is deeply saddening that we are in the position that we're in today, but I am grateful for the partnership and for the continued support that this council, this mayor, and your wonderful team and staff provide to my team each and every day, and together we will get through this crisis. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman Sewell. Don't leave yet. I know you're on a tight schedule, but we do thank you for bringing this information to us and sharing your perspective about what's going on a federal level. I want to thank you personally. I know you have helped many of our districts and as well as the city of Birmingham through allocations and appropriations, and you were the first to reach out when you knew that we were beginning this process of trying to help our local residents. So I want to thank you, and we really appreciate this update today. Councilors, I don't know if you have any other comments for Congresswoman Sewell. Councilor Smith?
Hi, well, thank you again for
Hey.
being here.
And congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate that. And I just wanted to thank you for your partnership this past weekend, this past Saturday, with Commissioner Tyson and Mr. Nasher to provide gas to SNAP recipients and federal employees. So I just want to thank you for that.
Thank you. I think all of us have to roll up our sleeves and do what we can to stand in the gap for our constituents. And it's an honor, as I'm sure you all will agree, to represent your districts. And it's an honor for me to represent all of you in Congress. And I'm grateful for Commissioner Tyson and for Sheriff Petway for organizing the gas giveaway, and was honored to be a part of that and to contribute.
Thank you. I was going to say Commissioner. Councilor Smitherman?
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to keep it short. Thank you for always keeping an open line of communication with us. I know ever since I started on the council, a lot of people, it takes them a long time to have a one-on-one meeting with their federal representative, but I have to say that every single time we have asked you for
Yes.
help, you have been there immediately. And so I just really want to thank you for the work that you do, the way you advocate for Birmingham, and I continue to look forward to work with you. Thank you, Congresswoman.
Thank you very much. Councilor Woods?
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to thank you for being here. I think any of us that watch the news on a regular basis see how much confusing information can come down, and so just being accessible to translate sometimes, but coming here to ensure that the residents of Birmingham could hear directly from you and have a good understanding of what's going on. And we appreciate the work you're doing to solve the issue, and we're here to back you up if needed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you again, Congresswoman Sewell.
And congratulations,
Thank
Madam
you.
Pro Tem.
I echo the sentiments of my colleagues, and thank you, knowing that we will continue to keep you and your colleagues, this whole nation, in prayer, and the president himself, that God touches his heart and he begins to do what is right, for the American people. So once again, thank you, for always keeping an open door for us and being a listening ear and being a tenacious woman you are in fighting the good fight that you do in D.C.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can I take a point of personal privilege and just acknowledge Cheryl Kidd, who is retiring. I want to thank you for your many, many years of service to this wonderful city. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman. At this time, councilors, we'll turn our attention to the next presentation. And Councilor Woods, are you ready? We have a presentation regarding Prescott House, and I'll turn it over to Councilor Woods.
Good morning. This morning, we had the opportunity to have some representatives from Prescott House, Miss Mary Beth and Tree. One of the unique things about serving in this role is you get the opportunity to meet a lot of organizations to see some very important, impactful work that's happening right here in Birmingham. The Prescott House, they represent some of the most vulnerable among our population, and so I want to invite them down just to share a little bit about the impactful work they're doing and just be able to introduce yourself. So I think, Mary Beth, you up?
Thank you. I'm going to move this down because I'm very small. I'm so honored to be able to speak with you all today to help you understand what Prescott House Child Advocacy Center does. We've been in existence for 37 years. Prior to the Child Advocacy Center being in our city, if a child was abused, sexually, physically, witnessed violence, domestic violence, homicide, they would have to go to numerous agencies, retell their story to social workers, to detectives, to district attorney investigators, to district attorneys, over and over and over, re-traumatizing them, having them relive those experiences. The Child Advocacy Center model brings all of those professionals together under one roof. The child is then talked to by a specially trained counselor who gives them the opportunity to share about those horrific experiences one time, and then we provide them trauma-informed counseling to help them heal, to begin a road to recovery. It's not a linear road, as many of you may know, when it comes to healing and growth. Sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but it's a path that brings them hope and healing. 40% of the cases that we see are people that live within the city of Birmingham. Last year, we conducted what's called a forensic interview. That's that first conversation with a child to learn about what happened before the investigators do their investigation. We conducted 259 of those just in the Birmingham division of Jefferson County, not the Bessemer division. This year, we are at 45% more than we were last year. We provide counseling for those children, about 800 counseling sessions a year. If we look at that just in the city of Birmingham, that's 120 children that have been interviewed because they've experienced sexual abuse, physical abuse, or witnessed violence. If you see something on the news that involves a child, you can pretty much guarantee that that's walking through our door. And those children are in very desperate situations. And then you take what Congresswoman Sewell talked about, and you add the level of food insecurity and housing insecurity to already traumatized children. It's insurmountable without the partnership of our community. And so I want to invite you, I think that Amanda has already passed out an invitation to our open house. Next Thursday, the 13th, from 3:30 to 5:30, we invite you to come to walk through our doors just like a child would that walks through our doors. Experience what they would experience, see what they would experience, see why we do what we do and how we do it. I've also given you some statistics about the numbers of children we served in 2025, how we trained the community to help better protect children. It's not a child's responsibility to protect themselves. It's ours as adults to protect those children. So I hope that you will take advantage of that opportunity and drop by for 20, 30 minutes and walk through our doors with us. And I hope that you will partner with us long-term to serve these children. From a fiscal standpoint, it costs us about $140,000 to serve the children from the city of Birmingham every year. And that's increasing year after year after year. So thank you for letting me come, for letting me share with you about the work we do. And And I just invite you to be our partners and our community helpers and maintain that steady partnership.
Thank you very much. We thank you, Councilor Woods, for bringing this presentation, and we thank you for giving us some information about Prescott House. And we're also delighted to have the invitation for the open house. And so I'm sure that you'll see continued support, and we just thank you for what you do for the children of our area all the time. Thank you. Any other comments, councilors? Thank you very much. At this time, I would like to ask Mrs. Cheryl Kidd and Councilor O'Quinn to please join me at the podium. Well, good morning, everyone. To members of the Birmingham City Council, it's always difficult to say goodbye, but it's very easy to honor someone that has provided 23 years and 6 months of dedicated service to the council administration of the Birmingham City Council. Mrs. Kidd, we knew this day would be coming, and we're excited to see you as you tip your hat into the role of retiree. But we know that does not end your service to the city of Birmingham and to this council. Mrs. Kidd has had a very illustrious career. And when I wanted to go back and look at numbers, we started thinking, just how many mayors and councilors has Mrs. Kidd served in these 23 years and 6 months? The numbers indicate you've worked with 6 mayors, including 2 interims, 9 council presidents, including our past president and myself, numerous council members, and many other elected officials to ensure efficient legislation and stable budgetary methods to solidify and continue the city's progress. Mrs. Kidd has endeavored to create a workplace within the City Council's office that would elevate opportunities for those who desire to serve. We know that she has led a great team within council administration, and with the council's approval, she created the position of deputy administrator. Where would we be without that constant, loyal leadership in Deputy Administrator McDaniels? Since its inception, we've had 4 deputies that have served in that capacity. That was the start, and we thank you for bringing that to the makeup of the council administration, because that was the start of ensuring continuity of information and a broader base for management and development of staff. Now, we know that office operations and staff development were near and dear to the heart of Mrs. Kidd. Committee Roundup, hey, everybody knows Committee Roundup, right? It was instituted to align staff communication with council committees' priorities. And we thank you for that and for your encouragement for wanting to be sure that staff development was key to not only our council administration staff, but to our own individual council staffs. Mrs. Kidd also insisted that every council request was a priority to be fulfilled with competency and courtesy. I thank you for that competency and that courtesy that you provided to me, as well as other councilors, as we have set to represent our residents. She fervently believes that God does not always call the equipped, but he does equip those that he has called. So it's benefiting to say today, as recorded in John 3:21, but those who do what is true come to the light, so that it may be clearly seen that their deeds have been done in God. Mrs. Kidd is a loving mother of 2 daughters and the doting grandmother of 1 granddaughter and 1 grandson, and we share that in the namesake Mackenzie. She is an active member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the Birmingham chapter of the Links Incorporated. So I'm sure her service and commitment will continue in those organizations. So I continue to look forward to seeing you as a part of that. So councilors, This has been part of the resolution that I have before you, and so that be resolved that the Council of the City of Birmingham, with Mayor Randall Woodford concurring, pauses in its deliberations to join family and friends in celebrating Mrs. Cheryl Anderson Kidd, her well-deserved retirement. We extend a big thanks to you and wish her all the best. This will be adopted this day on November 4th, 2025, at the recommendation of the Birmingham City Council President and all members of the Birmingham City Council. So I'd like for unanimous consent for offering of this resolution.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
And now the resolution.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. All
Thank
opposed?
you. Thank you. So that resolution passes, and we'll go ahead and present that to Mrs. Kidd. As the immediate past president of the Birmingham City Council, I asked Dr. Quinn to join us, and if you could offer some words before we allow Mrs. Kidd to speak.
Just to offer a little perspective, we had to twist Cheryl's arm to get her back here. Last Friday, or October 31st, she was ready to go. So it took a lot of convincing. I basically told her, look, Cheryl, you don't have the option. You work for any organization for more than 2 decades, and it's our obligation to recognize you. But I want to also just add that really appreciate the fact that you, in your leadership capacity, planned succession for the council central staff. That's been hugely important and really takes a big burden potentially off of the council. And, you know, I feel like you have left the council in a better place. Your work with the Jefferson County, just recently, your work with the Jefferson County Personnel Board, you know, creating official job descriptions and a performance review process, you know, that was a big leap forward for us. So thank you for that and for all of the other ways that you have helped manage this council in a organizational structure that is truly bizarre. I can't imagine how tough it is to work for 9 bosses at the same time. So kudos to you for surviving. All right.
And now, Mrs. Kidd, we'd love to just have some remarks from you. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you. And let me say that I think in the 23 years that I've been here, I've never stood here before you guys. So let me say to you that it is a tad bit intimidating. But anyway, let me say that it has certainly been a privilege and an honor to serve in this capacity for this length of time. But I need to give all of the glory to God, because there's no other way that I could have served for 23 years, 6 months, and yeah, you know the rule. And also, the former president, Lee Loader, who had to step away to go to court, I want to thank him for opening this pathway for me. At the time, he was my associate pastor. I had no idea he knew who I was. And he asked me to come and apply for this position. We know that's a joke. But anyway, I do want to thank him. I want to thank my family. And I also want to thank each and every administration before this administration for your confidence and support of me in leading this. And also, I wanted to thank every mayor before our present mayor, and I'm sorry that he's not here because we have a history, and it's a good one. Met him years ago, and so proud of him. And to each one of you, thank you. Thank you so much, and congratulations to the new people. I'm sorry I'm not here, but it's okay. I think you will do just well without me. And to you, Mr. Gunn, congratulations. And to Mr. Vasa, Counselor, congratulations to you. I also, at this time, want to thank my friends, my family who could not be here at this time, and my colleagues of the city for the many years of smiles, prayers, and support. Thank you. And to my sisters in both AKA and the Links, thank you so much for standing with me today. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will continue to serve. And I also want to thank Central staff. If you could just come out just a little bit. Wow, this lady, she and I goes back 23 years and 6 months. She is certainly one of my first hires, and I want to thank you. Also, Paulette has been here forever. I think 40 years. She was the one, along with Lee Loader, who got me to come over and didn't tell me the full truth. But I forgive you and I love you. And to the rest of you, I do thank you for your support, your friendship. We have become family, and I truly appreciate that, your time of service. And please continue, as I know you will, to serve in honesty and in truth. Also, last but not least, I want to thank the clerk's office for your partnership with Central staff and for the leadership there. Mr. Lee Frazier, as they say, better not nobody say anything about Lee Frazier. That's been our heart song. Can anybody talk about Cheryl Kidd, and it better not stop here? All right, thank you for that. But I do thank you for early on the many late nights that your staff stayed with us to get the packets out. We've come a long way, so thank you for that. And I will forever be grateful for Jeffrey McDaniels for stepping up. And giving me a break these last 4 years. Thank you. But one last thing I would like for you to do is to step around the podium, pull my name off of there, and bring it to me, sir. Yes, we are ending this relationship today. But really, sincerely, to each and every one of you and to the council and his staff, thank you so much for the opportunity to serve.
I don't think it's going to come off, so we're going to have to work on it. Thank you very much. At this time, councilors, we have any comments? If anyone wants to make any comments, thank you.
Anybody here?
Councilor Taylor.
Councilor Williams.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. You know, Cheryl, I think that Darrell said it best when it's impossible to work for 9 bosses, especially we have 9 different personalities. Mine, I know, is one of the worst to work with, and I acknowledge that. But you have done a great job of being able to handle the 9 of us with people like me included. And I know that you've had a lot of different councils that you've worked for. I'm happy to have been on 2 and a little bit over 2 and a couple days of a council to be able to work with you. So thank you for putting up with me, and thank you for being able to keep all of us going in the same direction, even though it's 9 folks that have completely different styles, completely different personalities, and completely different politics in what they believe, and you've been able to keep us all on track and in the same train. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Councilor Smiggleman.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Cheryl, well, I think I've known you the longest out of everybody on the council, because I know you came in literally right around the same time my mom started. And so, but as an adult, I really want to thank you because, you know, when the 3 of us kind of came in and came appointed, it was a very interesting time. You know, we were appointed and then there was election, but I really thank you for the guidance that you gave us, all 9 of us, how you pushed us to be a legislative body. I think you and Jeff are really the secret sauce to why we're able to operate more effectively than a lot of councils throughout the whole nation, honestly. So you're going to be missed. I hope you come and see us. You know, I wore pink, even though I'm not supposed to. I wore pink in honor of you, but I look forward to seeing what you do, living for it. I hope you come back and visit us and check on us. So thank you so much for all you've done.
Thank you.
Councilor Woods.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Man, Ms. Kidd, so number one, I think one of our undisputed top District 1 residents. And so just have a great appreciation for you because this is undoubtedly a difficult job. You never know what it requires. You never know what somebody might call you with. I know I was one of the your more low maintenance counselors. He's a true joy to work with. But no, I really just appreciate how you did everything with just true grace. Like there was nothing. You kind of knew what every moment required. Like you ensured that things were really handled, man. But also kind of knew when to let us go find out for ourselves. When we eventually come back and realize you were often right in the first place. But just appreciate the way you went about doing the job, the professionalism, but just the grace that you brought to how you came in every day and tackled the day's problems. Thank you.
Councilor Smith.
So, congratulations on your retirement, and I just really hate that I won't get a chance to work with you in this capacity, because in every setting that I've seen you, like Councilor Wood said, you've held yourself with such grace, and so I congratulate you again on your retirement, and I know you're not going to just sit down and do nothing, but I hope you enjoy it. So thanks for all that you've done.
Chief Sparks.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Madam Administrator, certainly on behalf of Mayor Woodfin and the entire administration, we want to salute you on your retirement. Many of us have had the opportunity to serve with you in professional and personal capacities, had the opportunity to learn from you as a student. Chief Mitchell had the opportunity to, all of that. And then, obviously, many of the members of our team in terms of the transition process and the operational process have worked closely with you. So we really are excited for you in this season of your life, and we wish you well, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Councilor.
Cheryl. Oh. Mrs. Kidd. Mrs. Kidd, I want to say congratulations on your retirement. It's bittersweet. I just think about all of the talks and the good times that I have shared with you and how you have whipped me back on the right track when I kind of got off track sometimes. But congratulations on your retirement. As it has been gracefully said, I know that you're not going to sit down. I know you're going to keep on doing great things. And thank you. I just really thank you, really for pouring into me and just giving me sound, solid advice and leaning on those biblical principles and talking to me like my big sister, saying, keep it in the road. But thank you, Cheryl. I love you dearly, and I know you're going to be a phone call away. Thank you, Cheryl. Love you.
Thank you.
Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you very much, Madam Pro Tem. And thank you again. We appreciate you all for allowing us these special presentations. We've been delighted to have each person that has been presented to us this morning. So thank you all. We really appreciate it. At this time, councilors, we will return back to our agenda. And if you allow me, I will read the statement of the conduct of business as we prepare to hear the items for consent. All items designated as consent are routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. All items on the consent agenda will be announced by reading the item numbers only. No separate discussion of these items will be permitted unless a council member or the mayor requests the item to be removed from the consent agenda. Additionally, a citizen represented in addressing the council with respect to an item on the consent agenda designated for public hearing, and that's with PH, may request the item be removed from the consent agenda to hold the hearing on the item. Any items removed from the consent agenda will revert to its normal place on the agenda order of business. For remaining matters, all matters of permanent operation, and those are indicated with a capital P, will be read, and all public hearings, PH, will be announced. At this time, Mr. Clerk, if you'll read the items being considered for consent.
Yes, ma'am. Consent agenda starts on page 2 with items 2 and 3. Page 3, we have items 4, 5, and 6 on consent. Page 6, items 12, 13, and 14 are on consent. Page 7, items 15, 16, and 17 are on consent. Page 8, items 18, 19, 20, and 21 are on consent. Page 9, items 22, 23, and 24 are on consent, and we have one addendum item.
At this time, councilors, are there any items you would like to have added or removed from consent? Councilor Quinn?
Yes, Madam President, I would like to remove item 18 on page 8. Remove that one from the consent agenda and add item 27, the addendum items.
All right, thank you. Any other items, councilors? Councilor Smitherman?
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to take off item 16 on page 7.
Item 16 on page 7.
Yes,
Any
thank
other
you.
items, councilors? All right, just to recap, we've had the request to remove item 16 on page 7 and item 18 on page 8 to be removed from consent, and we've had a request to add our addendum item number 27 for consent. Can I have a motion and a second?
Okay, Councilor Williams, Smitherman. And let's try the iPads. Let's see here. Voting should be open now. Anyone having issues? Okay, let's see what's going on here. I have an eye as well. All right, things are not working out here. Okay, 1 second. Okay, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Aye,
Right.
that's unanimous.
Thank you. Those items that were consented for consent have been approved. If you're here to hear either of those items, we'll let you know that they have been approved. We hope you have a great day unless you want to stay with us, and we'll continue with the agenda. Mr. Clerk, please call the first item.
Item 1, an ordinance to further amend the zoning district map of the city of Birmingham. Case number ZAC 2025-19, to change zone district boundaries from QB1 Qualified Business District to C1 Neighborhood Commercial District in order to remove the Q conditions from previously approved zoning case Z1992 in order to allow a medical spa filed by Dunn Real Estate LLC property owner and De La Ball. Applicant for the property located at 821 39th Place South and situated in Section 32, Quarter Section 2, Township 17, Range 2 West, 35222, and hearing of all interested parties. Motion, please.
So moved.
Item is before you.
All right, thank you, councilors. This is a public hearing to consider an amendment to the zoning, and we'll ask planning and zoning to please come and give us information regarding this item. Ms. Burrow, thank you.
Good morning. My name is Kim Sproul. I serve as the zoning administrator for the Department of Planning, Engineering, and Permits. The item before you is case ZAC 2025-19. This is an application to change the zone district boundaries from QB1, which is a qualified neighborhood business district, to C1, which is our neighborhood commercial district, in order to remove Q conditions from a previously approved rezoning case. And the applicant is proposing to open a medical spa The property is owned by Dunn Real Estate, and the applicant is De La Ball with Dynamic Civil Solutions. The property is located at 821 39th Place South, which is located in our Forest Park neighborhood. In 1992, this property was zoned R3 Single Family Residential, and the owner at that time applied to rezone the property to QB1 in order to open a professional office building. That case was approved by the council in 1992, subject to 3 Q conditions. The first Q condition was related to use. The only use that would be permitted in the building is a professional office. Number 2, the applicant would have to submit and receive approval by the Urban Planning Department of a development plan to include site beautification, proper parking layout, and the dumpster location. And then the third Q condition was that the development plan had to be consistent with the agreement with the neighborhood from July 3rd of 1992. And part of that agreement in 1992 was that all parking shall enter and exit from Claremont, the removal of hedges and railroad ties on the north perimeter of the parking lot, allowing 1 additional parking space running north and south in depth, and the maximum amount of spaces running east and west, removal of the small white house on the eastern edge of the property, closing the driveway on the west end of the property that borders 39th Place, landscaping the entire lot, especially the west end of the property, recommendation of a privacy fence on the northern border, allowing the addition of an entrance and reception room on the east end of the existing home to be consistent with the design of the current house, the use of the house to be limited to 1 professional tenant, daytime use only, and the cleanliness of the parking area to be maintained by the Ennis brothers. So we received an application about 3 months ago for a business license for a medical spa to be operated in this location. Because of those Q conditions, the med spa was not an allowed use, which is why the applicant has requested to rezone the property. So the medical spa would be a hybrid between a traditional day spa and a medical clinic that would operate under the care of a licensed professional and a doctor. The med spa will provide medical grade aesthetic treatments that require specialized training and certifications. Services provided will include facial services with radio frequency, ultrasound, oxygen, microneedling, chemical peels, massage therapy, injections provided by a board-certified physician, laser hair removal, and broadband light IPL. The proposed hours of operation for the med spa will be Tuesday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and there will be approximately 4 employees on site at the med spa. The city's long-range land use plan identifies this property as mixed-use low. We consider the med spa use to be under our personal care services, which is why it would not be allowed under a professional office building. We did not have any comments from our landscape architect, our stormwater division, or our Birmingham Department of Transportation. This property is located in the Southern Framework Plan area, and they are currently going through their community-wide rezoning process right now. The applicant did meet with the Forest Park Neighborhood Association on August 5th of this year, and the neighborhood voted 32-0 to support the rezoning request. The Zoning Advisory Committee met on August 19th, 2025, and they voted unanimously to recommend this request. And on September 10th, 2025, the Planning and Zoning Committee met, and they voted to recommend this request to the full council. And the applicant is present if you have any questions for her.
Thank you very much. And you said the applicant is present. If we could have the applicant come forward. Good morning. If you'll just state your name and address again.
Yes,
Thank you.
De La Ball, address is 2210 2nd Avenue North.
Thank
Birmingham.
you. And Ms. Barr, if you could just give us some idea, again, of your scope of the business and what you'd like to do there?
Yes, so the applicant, or I am the applicant, they are currently, they have a pending lease for a company that will come in and run a med spa, as Ms. Pearl eloquently spoke earlier. They do not plan to do anything to the building for the exterior, so everything that they're doing is interior, which is very limited also. So there'll be no changes to parking, to access, to landscaping, and the only thing that they will do is change the existing sign to represent the new business.
Thank you very much. Councilors, you do have this information, some schematics and diagrams that list information about the property that was included in your packet. Thank you so much. This is a public hearing, so do we have anyone that wants to speak for or against this application? All right, councilors, do you have any questions for planning and zoning or for the applicant? Yes, Councilor Williams?
So I heard from some folks on this, and it seems like it was a little bit of a fluke that that this process had to occur. This is typically something that would be in that area and is not, this isn't spot zoning or something abnormal. It's really kind of unfortunate that they've had to go through this, because I think that they signed a lease and they were like, wait, there's a condition from a long time ago that doesn't really make sense, and I think that
It was the way that condition was worded in 1992 that specifically excluded neighborhood commercial uses.
yeah.
So it was,
And I think that I think that the intention there was probably not for a place that does facials.
right.
Yeah.
And if the history of the site, it has been all, almost entirely attorneys' offices. And so that fell under that professional office use. But unfortunately, the way that condition was worded, it did eliminate a med spa as a use that could be allowed.
Yeah, just wanted to point that out.
Thank you. Thank you for getting that clarification. Any other questions, councilors? All right, at this time, Mr. Clerk, I believe we're ready for the vote.
All right, we'll try this again. Voting should be open. Councilor Gunn, you have an issue with your? Okay, how would you like to vote? Yes. All right, yeah, Councilor Smith? Yes.
Yes.
Councilor Voss?
Yes.
Okay. Councilmember Woods? Aye. All right, thank you. That vote should be up for everyone.
All right, thank you. That item number 1 passes. Next item.
Let's see, we're going to number 7. A resolution approving the renewal of the term of the lease agreement dated October the 29th, 2015, between the Medical Clinic Board of the City of Birmingham General and BBH PBMC LLC for an additional 10-year term expiring at midnight of November the 1st, 2035. The lease agreement was executed in connection with the issuance by the Medical Clinic Board of the City of Birmingham General of certain subordinated revenue bonds. Section 9.2 of the lease agreement requires a certified copy of a resolution of the Birmingham City Council approving the renewal of the lease term for the renewal to become effective. Motion, please.
Move the item.
All right, thank you, Council. This is a recommendation by the mayor for a renewal of the term of a lease agreement between the Medical Clinical Board of the City of Birmingham. Any questions regarding this item? Councilor Smitherman?
Yes, I think we delayed this item because I think I had a question about the bond. There's a reference to some bonds in the paperwork. I can't remember my exact question, but.
Yes, ma'am, Counselor. We can have Attorney Jim Stanley come and answer the
thank
Counselor's
you.
questions.
Thank you, Mr. Stanley.
Good morning, the council. Jim Stanley. I serve in the office of the city attorney. This item relates to a provision in the lease agreement that's associated with the bonds that were issued in 2015 by the Medical Clinic Board. The bonds impact Brookwood Hospital and also Baptist Princeton. As part of the bond issue, the Medical Clinic Board took title to properties and then leased them back to the hospital entity in effect. And the lease agreement, I think just for accountability and transparency purposes, provided that if you extend the lease, and it provides for 3 10-year extensions. If you extend the lease at any time for one of those 10-year extensions, city council approval is required.
So is this something the next council will have to do in 10 more years?
If they continue with it in 10 more years, yes, they may pay the bonds off and unwind the transaction.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Smitherman. Thank you, Attorney Stanley. Any other questions regarding this item? Mr. Clerk, we're ready for the vote.
Okay. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. All right, that vote should be up.
Thank you. Item 7 passes. Next item.
Should be item 8, a resolution amending resolution number 970-25 adopted by the council June the 17th, 2025, exercising the city's option to have assessments for the abatement of noxious or dangerous weeds to the tax collector of Jefferson County for the collection with property taxes to remove parcel 0123-0015-103-0017-0000 due to the owner providing no assessment on the property to correct the removal of the parcel due to a clerical error, which provided the owner with a clear assessment of the property. Councilor, you should have received an updated resolution on that in your packet.
Move the item.
All right, councilors, any questions regarding this item? All right, Mr. Clerk, we're ready for the vote.
Okay, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
All right, item 8 passes. Next item.
Should be item 9. Item 9, an ordinance pursuant to section 23-1-112, Code of Alabama and Alabama Act 1969-916, authorizing the mayor to execute an interlocal cooperation agreement between the Alabama Department of Transportation and the city of Birmingham for a term of up to 1 year for installation, operation, and maintenance of decorative lighting on 7th Avenue South within LDOT right-of-way underneath US 280, US 31. The mayor shall be authorized to expend an amount which shall not exceed $100,000 pursuant to said agreement, except as expressly provided in the agreement. No party to the contract shall have any power to incur any debt which shall become the responsibility of the other contracting party. The funding source shall be GL number 1, that's 52 _ 00840 _ 00842.528-002. And this is an item of permanent operation. I need UC to pass it.
Motion for unanimous consent?
Councilmember Gunn. Yes. Councilmember O'Quinn.
Yes.
Councilmember Smith.
Yes.
Councilmember Smitherman. Yes. Councilmember Vossa. Yes. Councilmember Williams. Out. Councilmember Woods. Aye. Council President Pro Tem Tate. Aye. Council President Alexander.
Aye.
Okay. And motion on the item, please.
Move the item.
The item is before you.
All right, thank you, councilors. This is an ordinance, again, for lighting, entering an agreement with the Alabama Department of Transportation. Are there any questions for administration? Councilor Smitherman?
Oh, well, I'm sure.
I'm sorry.
Councilor O'Quinn probably has an
Okay,
extensive background on that.
Thank you. I just want to say, I don't know who's responsible for bringing this to us, but I want to say thank you because this has been a long-standing issue that we've frequently gotten, contact from constituents about. Just again, wanted to say thank you for finally getting it resolved. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Councilor Smitherman?
Yes, thank you, Madam President. I just have a few questions. Is this something LDOT is going to continue to maintain? Will this be an annual agreement?
Madam President.
Yes, Chief.
No, it's just for 1 year due to the right-of-way access is owned by LDOT. We just wanted to go ahead and repair the lighting because to Councilor O'Quinn's point, we've been getting a lot of calls about this underpass with break-ins to business owners. So we just kind of wanted to make it priority for us and kind of assist in expediting this process.
Okay, thank you. I think this is a great initiative because it's not only this underpass, but, there are quite a few throughout the city. I actually got an email about one, about the Rainbow Viaduct, about 2 residents basically escaping being robbed by somebody going under, and they were asking about lighting. And so just, I want to ask, what's the process? Because they were asking for lighting under the viaduct, but I know it's a process to that. So how would that work in that instance?
If you could just send it to either me or GA, we can investigate, because of course we have to get permission from ALDOT.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions, Councilor Smith?
Yes, so I just wanted to also acknowledge, and I'll send a message letting you know this, but off of Bush Boulevard, we have some, the underpass there for the interstate. We need some additional lighting, so. Thanks.
I was going to say, I think we all agree we have several sites, but I do thank you for mentioning those. And I think it's a great time now that we could get that information over to administration so that we can see as we forward it through this process, we can look for others. Councilor O'Quinn?
Yes, thank you, Madam President. So along those lines, there is a agreement that actually dates back to 1911 between the city of Birmingham and railroads in the city that specifies who's responsible for what in regards to railroad property that intersects with public right-of-way. And this is a lot of railroad overpasses specifically. And that agreement, essentially says everything, above the street is the railroad's responsibility. And it's sort of a blanket agreement that covers, instead of having individual locations, it's, is more consolidated. So I would encourage administration to continue to work with ALDOT to resolve this issue, because I don't think anybody understands all of the agreements that have occurred over the years, with respect to ALDOT work. So it's, there's a lot of conversation around, interstate lighting. There's these types of situations where there's underpass lighting. And, for this specific example, for a long time, we were just trying to figure out, who's responsible, who's the responsible entity. So one thing, that would be a leap forward for the city would be to have, again, it's just sort of a blanket agreement that defines who's responsible for what. And, we could address these issues more quickly if that's the case. So just wanted to add that comment.
Thank you, Dr. O'Quinn. We appreciate the work you've done with the Transportation Committee and the institutional knowledge that you bring with us for that. So thank you. Any other questions or comments? Mr. Clerk, we're ready for the vote.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
All right, thank you. Item number 9 passes. Next item.
This should be item number 10. An ordinance authorizing the mayor pursuant to section 38-1-6, 38-2-9 of the Code of Alabama to expend an amount which shall not exceed, and this amount should change to $1,090,000 for the purpose of providing supplemental nutrition assistance to the elderly citizens and poor and needy citizens residing within the city in the month of November 2025 during the federal government shutdown. The mayor shall be authorized to enter into such contracts as determined to be necessary to carry out the intent of this ordinance, provided that such contracts shall comply with the Alabama purchasing laws and other provisions of state and federal law, as well as the ordinances of the city of Birmingham. Until the above referenced appropriation has been expended, any resident of the city of Birmingham who provides evidence that they are eligible to receive supplemental nutrition assistance program benefits shall be eligible to receive supplemental nutrition assistance provided by the city of Birmingham during the month of November 2025 while the federal government shutdown continues. A single person who is eligible for these supplemental benefits shall receive a one-time allotment of up to $100, and an eligible family shall receive a one-time allotment of up to $200. This is an item of permanent operation. I need UC to pass it today.
Motion for unanimous consent.
Councilmember Gunn. Councilmember O'Quinn.
Yes.
Councilmember Smith.
Yes.
Councilmember Smitherman. Councilmember Vasa. Councilmember Woods. Councilmember Tate. Council President Pro Tem Tate. Council President Alexander.
Aye.
Motion on the item.
Move the item.
Item is before you.
All right, thank you, councilors. This is an item regarding allocations for funding to assist residents with the SNAP benefits. Chief, if someone would give us just an idea, I think we're all very aware of what we're doing, but if you would provide the public and the council just an overview.
Yes, ma'am, Madam President. Mayor Whitford has brought forth the opportunity for the city to be able to assist the residents of the city who are SNAP eligible. It's been estimated that it's between about 23 to 24,000, and it's broken down into three buckets. The first bucket is support financially that allows us to provide at least a supplement to what those citizens would normally receive if they were receiving their traditional allocation. So we're partnering with United Way of Central Alabama, who will handle the receipt of these funds, and then they will partner with us on the distribution of those funds as well. And what we will do is have the residents of the city who qualify to come down at a location that we will disclose. They will provide proof that they receive SNAP benefits. They will provide proof of their identity, proof of residency, and then we will provide them with a gift card at the designated time. That's one of the three buckets. The other two buckets are providing support for them and all eligible residents through our food drive. And then we anticipate citizens will come who are not SNAP eligible. We'll provide them with information about wraparound services so that support can be provided broad-based across the city. That's the short version. If any councilors have any questions.
Thank you very much. Councilors, any questions? Councilor Smitherman?
Yes, ma'am. Well, first of all, I just want to kind of acknowledge the anxiety I know that thousands of people in Birmingham and really nationwide are experiencing. I think all of us feel the hurt of when we go into the grocery stores and we see the prices increasing day by day. I know if I feel it myself, I can't even imagine having my only source of income to get food on the table, especially with our children. We have so many children that go to school hungry. And so I actually, on that thought, when I first heard this, I wanted to commend Councilor Woods because it seemed very timely, your ARPA project of having a grocery store in the school. And I think that's so amazing that, that was just perfect timing that you had that for. And, I appreciate the mayor's administration for bringing this plan forward, but I just have a couple of questions about this. Also, I'm surprised Madam Pro Tem didn't say anything about the wording of poor. If we could change it to maybe say underserved, just to be a little bit more sensitive. Poor is kind of, a little insensitive. That's one question.
All right, we'll answer that question first. Administration?
Yeah, Madam President, that particular word is in the actual code, so I don't think we can adjust what the code is
Okay.
already designated.
Okay, it just sounds a little
Thank you.
insensitive, that's all.
I appreciate the sentiment and wanting to have that change, but we know how our federal government and certain agencies,
I
they
know,
have
I
certain
know.
wording that we can have, but it's noted. Thank you.
And also, can you explain about the funding source? I know we know what the funding source is, but what is the funding source we're using for this initiative?
Madam President,
Yes, Chief?
we're currently using within our general fund, our grant match expenditure account.
Okay. And how many families are we aiming to serve? Did you say that? Did I miss that?
Right, so there are 23 to 24,000 that we have received information that qualify. So the goal is to try to assist all of them. But it's support that will come from the city, which will obviously be seed money, and then through private donations that will come from individuals, houses of faith, and corporations.
Okay, and I appreciate that because, in West End alone, we have 5,000 families, and that's a lot of families just in one concentrated area. Are we working with, I forgot to ask Chief this, are we working with Birmingham City Schools in any way to help our kids?
Yes, so obviously, because of confidentiality issues, we have to be very careful about the sharing of identities is in cooperation with the effort and the mayor's in communication with the superintendent.
Okay, because I didn't know if that was something, even if the council can do like food drives for the kids, because that's the easiest way to get food to them a lot of times, because And we know this is what happens when the parents are working overnight. It's usually the big sister or the big brother that's having to feed the little siblings. And then also, I will say I'm very disappointed because it seems like majority of my colleagues got a personal call about this from the mayor, and I didn't get a call about this. And I think moving forward, I would really like to know about information before it hits social media and the media as well, because we're the ones voting on this. I think this is a great initiative, but, I think it's very insensitive to put information out there before the council gets it. So I look forward to seeing how this will help other families. I thank you once again to the administration. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor Smitherman. Councilor Quinn?
Yes. So I know that I have a lot of constituents that receive SNAP benefits. A lot of, seniors, a lot of folks with disabilities. But I haven't ever had the opportunity to, know what that looks like. So, Chief, can you share with us what the typical, monthly SNAP benefit per household looks like?
So it generally averages, from my understanding, per individual, about $180. So the amount that we will look to supplement could range in between that. It's not absolutely going to be the entire amount, but it is meant, again, to be, if we can get to that in terms of our fundraising, then we'll absolutely support to that level. But it's generally about $180 per eligible recipient.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, councilors? Councilor Vasa?
Thank you, Madam President. We had a neighborhood association meeting last night, and we had a resident that asked a question that I thought that I would just flag. And that question is that there may be certain residents of the community who might not have identification, as an example, college students from out of state, or those fleeing domestic violence, as two questions. So just wanted to ask a question if there was some infrastructure in place to support certain individuals such as this.
I want to make sure I'm understanding your question. Are these for those who receive SNAP benefits or other citizens? Could you say it again, Councilor?
So in either category, if there are those who are, let's use the example of college students from out of state who are experiencing hunger, is there a?
Yes, so that's why there are three buckets. So the financial support will go for those who can prove that they receive SNAP benefits. But again, the mayor's goal, and what we've learned is the councilor's goal too, is not to turn anyone away who needs support. So the partnership with Christian Service Mission and the wraparound services will be provided to any other citizen who comes who needs that level of support. So we'll be providing the distribution sites to those residents, affected residents who need that level of support, Councilor. And then we'll have a line that they can contact, and we'll pass out the information about wraparound services like utility assistance, things like that, that can assist those residents as well.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Councilor Woods?
Thank you, Madam President. Definitely a difficult situation. I think, have a few thoughts around that. I think one, just being in a position to have the funds to be able to bring forward to even have this conversation, I think just speaks to how funds have been managed over the years, as well as the budget continue to grow. So, one, just being in a position to have the conversation to potentially help. But then two, I think just the infrastructure being stood up so quickly. I think in contrast, the federal government has indicated that they're going to do 50%. But even, states being able to get out that 50%, they're having to reprogram systems, and some of them don't even estimate being able to get the November benefit out in 2025. Mm-hmm. And so just excited that we're able to move so quickly to stand up infrastructure to be in a position to serve 24,000 people in the month of November. And so when we zoom out, we talk community, and so we're not always in a position to solve every problem, but where we can, let people know that we see what's going on, and we want to step in and uplift where we can. And so, it's something that we hope gets solved at the federal level, but excited to kind of be in a position to make an impact when the impact is needed.
Thank you, Councilor Woods. Madam Pro Tem?
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, the administration. I do echo the sentiments of my colleagues, but I also want to challenge the philanthropic community, public, private businesses to step up to the plate. And, you know, it's a joy to be able to do this work, and the mayor acting so fast, as Councilor Woods said, stood the infrastructure up. But definitely want to challenge the philanthropic community that we have right here in Birmingham, corporate businesses, to match the contribution that the mayor, you know, has brought forth to us. And so that will give, you know, people, you know, benefits throughout the year. And hopefully and speedily that the federal government, you know, will get back to doing the people's business and not making this a issue where it's a political issue, but this is a humanitarian crisis, hunger crisis. And I also want to challenge each and every one of my colleagues to also drop some item off at the Christian community, it's a Christian mission community today. So please, ma'ams and sirs, and anybody who can do that, please do that.
Thank you. I do have a couple of questions for administration regarding the item. I do know that we had a change in the amount, and I just wanted to be sure for the public that they understood what that additional fund is going towards.
Yes, Madam President. So the contract is now slated for $1,090,000. Of that, $90,000 will be supplemented with a $60,000 admin fee for United Way, and the $30,000 will be to supplement the convenience fees for the credit card or debit cards that will be issued. So that fee wouldn't be on the persons receiving the card, so the city will absorb that cost.
Thank you very much. I do want to echo also what my counselors have already said. We're grateful to the administration for stepping up, bringing us this opportunity to serve our residents, filling in the gap where we have this gap on a federal level, but where local officials, local elected officials have stepped in to help to relieve and provide this assistance for our residents. I also want to piggyback on Madam Pro Tem's statement. This is an opportunity for each of us in Birmingham to do what we can do. When I looked on TV yesterday and I saw people driving up, giving their donations, it's a great teachable moment as parents and grandparents for our children to show them how we can help others and show them how it is to be a servant to the community. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity. And again, I think it's BHAM Ready. Can you give us the information where we can share if others want to join in?
Right, so it's the hashtag is BHAMReady, BHAMREADY, but it's www.birminghamal.gov/BHAMReady.
Okay.
And Madam President, I would like to note to your colleague's question, the philanthropic community has really stepped up. We had a $50,000 contribution this morning from SHIP. United Way of Central Alabama did a $10,000 allocation, and then from the website that we've built in just a few days, we've had $82,000 raised so far. So we're excited about the prospects once people continue to learn about the philanthropy of the city and its residents.
Very good. Thank you very much. Councilor Smitherman?
Thank you, Madam President. What would be the plan for next month? Because what if this continues a month from now? Do we have something in place?
Yes, so the mayor, again, we wanted to use this from the city's contribution as the foundation, and the mayor said that he wants to continue this process for as long as the SNAP benefits are not being given by the federal government. And he knows it's aggressive, it's lofty, but he's challenging the community to stand in the gap, so that's the plan.
So let me understand correctly. Are you saying that you all will come back to us for?
No, so he hasn't
Okay.
said that there's a request, an additional
just
request from the
clarifying.
council.
Okay.
It's going to be additional requests to the community.
Okay. Have we talked to the grocery stores as well? Because there is a nonprofit, they don't want it to be named because they don't want it to be overwhelmed, but they're working on getting like grocery gift cards with a local grocery store in my district, for example, to help families on SNAP.
So yes, the mayor has started that discussion because he also wants the recipients who receive the gift cards to be able to go directly to the grocery stores. So yes, that conversation has started, Councilor.
Okay, good. And then I think this is an opportunity because, and I was going to make it part of my announcements, I'm partnering with like Arlington House to do helping 50 families and actually doing something at the schools. I challenge UAB as well to come and help us too, because a lot of these organizations and schools benefit off of, what we do, the revenue, our partnership. And so I think this is a great opportunity. Madam Pro Tem and others have alluded to that for all of us to help. I know Community Food Bank is, I know a couple of us use them for Thanksgiving. I think there's a potential partnership to add on to more turkeys, try to figure out a dollar amount with that. So I look forward to helping the families. And like I said again, thank you guys so much for quickly bringing in, because I don't know any other administrations around the nation that have really done a call to action. They've had words, but not a call to action. So I thank you guys.
Thank you very much. Councilor O'Quinn?
Yes, so my question is sort of the opposite of Councilor Smitherman's. In some, miracle that happens in the federal government is, able to fund SNAP benefits. If that were to happen, what happens with these funds?
So, great question, Councilor, that we've received that. So the mayor's in communication with the United Way of Central Alabama about a couple of different things. One, whether or not the donors would like a return of their funds, or whether or not they'll be put in an emergency fund moving forward so that they can be drawn down on in the event of a future crisis. So we're coordinating with those who donate to be able to specify what their preference is. So that's to be determined as we're ironing that piece out.
Okay, thank you.
And just before we get ready for the vote, I do know that United Way is the agency that we're using to fiscal agent for this. And I did want to acknowledge, I believe we have United Way managers and staff here. So thank you very much, Ms. Watson. Thank you. Any other questions?
Council President Elton.
Yes.
It's been advised from legal that we do the UC over again since the Councilmember Williams came in.
And he joined us, okay.
Motion for UC.
Second.
Councilmember Gunn. Councilmember O'Quinn. Councilmember Smith.
Yes.
Councilmember Smitherman.
Aye.
Councilmember Vossa.
Yes.
Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Woods. Councilmember Tate. Council President Pro Tem Tate. Council President Alexander.
Aye.
Motion again on that.
Second.
Item is before you.
All right, thank you. Any additional questions? Council, you look like you got a question. Come on. You have a question? Comment?
I have a lot of comments on this, but because it's 11 o'clock and everyone's getting hungry, I'll save most of them. But I will say this, one thing that's nice to see is businesses and families stepping up. It's not just the city of Birmingham. The city of Birmingham does not have the financial resources to stopgap the federal government. I think that this was displayed very well last night. A mutual friend of mine and the mayor's shot us a text and said, hey, let me shoot, 12, 15 grand over to you guys. And I had no clue that, this was, and he's a businessman that wants to do business and stay out of the spotlight, but he, privately texted. And I think that those kind of folks that donate to both the Christian Service Mission and all of the affiliated charities of the United Way of Central Alabama are the unsung heroes. It's easy for us to be able to pass $1 million out of grant funding that we already had. But this guy's a small businessman, is not, that's a sizable donation for his business. And I think that those kind of, that kind of outpouring of support shows that this is, this is really, while the program might be absolutely one of the most broken programs in the federal government, it's a nonpartisan issue. We cannot let, as adults, children that have, of no fault of their own, go hungry and then wake up hungry the next morning, maybe only getting a meal when they go to school and not a meal over the entire weekend because of a broken program that adults created, refused to fix, and it's no fault of a 5 or 6-year-old that goes to one of our local schools. So my comments are that I am always humbled and grateful when I see people privately step up and say, don't use my name, don't use my business name, but where can I write a check for this kind of thing? Because no child deserves to go to bed hungry. And I assure you, these are really good folks that that kind of exemplify what Birmingham is known as, the most philanthropic city in the Southeast.
Thank you. Any other comments, Madam Pro Tem?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam President. I did see something, and I just want to highlight where Instacart, if people order their grocery, they were giving like a discount on that. But I also want to commend my colleague, Councilor Williams, for setting the tone to direct everybody to go over to Christian Service Missions on yesterday. He was over and did such a great job with his comments on yesterday. So again, I challenge each and every one of you to drop your items off. And thank you, Chief, for giving an update on the philanthropic and business communities and those who want to continue to, do a good service. And it just shows that Birmingham continues to be the great resilient city that we are. So thank you all.
Thank you very much. Mr. Clerk, we're ready for the vote.
Okay, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
All right, thank you. Item 10 passes. Next item.
Item 11, an ordinance pursuant to Section 11-47-19 of the Code of Alabama, Section 94.01A3 of the recompiled Constitution of Alabama and Alabama Act Number 1969-916, authorizing the mayor to execute and deliver an interlocal cooperation agreement with the Greater Birmingham Convention and Visitors Bureau, under which the GBCVB will provide organization, promotion, management, hosting, planning, record keeping, facilitation, and other services related to the 2029 National Senior Games to be held in Birmingham, Alabama in the summer of 2029. And the city will provide funding in the amount of $750,000 to the GBCVB in a single installment to be made in the city's fiscal year 2026. The city should also provide to GBCVB budget relieving in-kind support in a form mutually agreeable to the parties, such as covering or waiving venue rental costs or providing law enforcement, fire department, or other first responder support. The term of the agreement shall end on the 30th day following the closing date of the 2029 National Senior Games, unless terminated earlier by the parties. And this is again an item of permanent operation under UC. All right, Councilmember Gunn, Councilmember O'Quinn, Councilmember Smith,
Aye.
Councilmember Smitherman, Councilmember Vossa, Councilmember Williams, Councilmember Woods, Council Pro Tem Tate, Council President Alexander.
Aye.
Motion on the item. Item is before you.
All right, thank you, councilors. This is a motion, a request to support the 2029 National Senior Games. If you would give us a rundown of what we're doing here, thank you.
Yes, ma'am, Council President. The last time Birmingham hosted the Senior Games was in 2017, and now we have the ability to do it again, and once we won a bid to host it in 2029. Right now, we projected over 12,000 athletes are scheduled to attend that particular event. They'll be in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 2017, so that would kind of be the linchpin to see how it would trend towards when it comes to Birmingham. Along with the 12,000 athletes, they usually bring about 15,000 of their friends and family. It's 11 days of competition with over 20 sports with the economic impact of over $38 million. We're anticipating to have over 25 to 30,000 room nights that will be afforded within the city of Birmingham limits. So we're very grateful for the local organizing committee to come and step up with the CVB, along with the county and other local partners to help put on this successful event that we feel like will be very instrumental to our city.
Thank you. And as our representative to this Convention Bureau, do you have anything to add?
I wanted to add the $38 million economic impact, but Chaz already covered that. There's a lot, a lot of these things are pretty far off in the future, and like so many things that we bid on and then do, they happen, several years down the road. But, and we kind of bid on it, we put forth the funding and forget about it until it's close to happening. But just like we saw with World Police and Fire Games, that the economic impact was pretty immense with the room night stays. And I think that when we'll forget about it and we'll wake up, and in 2029, we'll have that economic impact as well. So I'm excited about it.
Thank you. Councilors, any questions? Councilor Quinn?
I just wanted to say that I think it says something about Birmingham that, the senior games is coming back here after, having just been here fairly recently. I mean, they would assume have many options to choose from, but to come back, 12 years later to the same location. And, I think about 2017 Birmingham, I think we're even better positioned to host this type of event now than we were then. And we're certainly a lot more experienced with hosting large events. So kudos to Birmingham.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Yes, sir. Councilor Woods?
Thank you, Madam President. Couple questions. One, I'm assuming this is the tourism fund?
Yes, it's coming out of $3 lodging tax.
And then two, talk about the need to, I guess, pay this fully out of this budget versus splitting it.
No, it just, forecasting wise, it works best for us to just go ahead and pay it all out front. That allows us to leverage other money for other future events that we have down the pipeline for the next fiscal year.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you.
President.
Any other questions? We're ready for the vote.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
All right, thank you. Item 11 passes. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Item 16, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an emergency contract with Russo Corporation Birmingham in the amount of $539,511.46 immediate storm drainage repairs to replace critical damage to the piping and restore the roadway located at Arlington Avenue South and Highland Avenue in Birmingham, Alabama. This being the lowest responsible and responsive proposal submitted, and authorize the mayor to enter into an emergency contract with Russo Corporation in substantially the form contained within the proposal documents, and in accordance with said proposal, providing that the total compensation payable under the contract not exceed the appropriation under the terms of the agreement. Russo Corporation's quote being the most responsive and cost-effective. Motion, please.
All right, thank you. Councilor Smitherman, you asked that this item be taken off consent.
Yes, what's the timeline for completion and what constitutes an emergency?
Madam President.
Yes, Chief.
Yes, as soon as the council approves this resolution, the contractor can commence work on this emergency item. The emergency is that a sewer line pretty much, in basic terms, exploded. So we really need to take care of this and make sure that we don't have any disruption in service to those residents affected.
Okay. And then, I know we've been talking about this for a few years about an overall plan for storm drainage throughout the city. I guess this may be something, Madam President, I may just have to request for us to have maybe like a workshop or something on long-term plan, because it seems like every time it rains, it doesn't matter which part of the city you go to, there's massive flooding, whether it's the east side, the north side, the south side, and the west side. And so I just want to know if there's like a long-term plan for that.
Thank you, Councilor Smitherman. That's definitely something we can consider, and we'll work with the administration to get that on the agenda of one of our upcoming Committee of the Whole meetings. Thank you. Any other questions? Right, Mr. Clerk, we're ready for the vote.
Okay, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Thank you. Item 16 passes. Next item.
All right, this will be item 18. A resolution accepting and approving the bid of Triple Point Industries LLC, Bessemer, Alabama, for the water chemical treatment program as needed at the unit prices on file in the Office of the Assistant Purchasing Agent for a period of 1 year, guaranteed for a term not to exceed 3 years, subject to the availability of funds for the City of Birmingham Department of Public Works. This being the lowest, most responsive bid submitted. Motion, please.
Move the item.
All right, thank you. Councilor O'Quinn, you asked that this be moved from consent.
Yes, so I guess I wasn't aware that the Department of Public Works does water treatment. So can you give me some background to help
Madam
understand?
Yes, Chief.
Yeah, so the item before the council basically is the water agent that we use for our fountains that are city-owned. So basically like the water fountains that are outside the Crossplex and 5 Point South. And once we get those started at Lynn Park, it's the agent that prevents them from molding or algae or getting stopped up.
Got it. I understand. Thank you.
Thank you. Glad you asked that question. Thank you. Any other questions? We're ready for the vote.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
All right, thank you. Item 18 passes. Next item.
I think that's item 25. It should be withdrawn, I think. Oh, no, that's 26. Item 25, a resolution setting a public hearing December the 9th, 2025, to consider adoption of an ordinance to amend the zoning district map of the city of Birmingham, case number ZAC 2025-13, from D5, multiple dwelling district, to I1, light manufacturing district, in order to allow for the parking and storage of 18-wheelers, filed by Andrea Lewis, property owner, and Roger Lewis, applicant for the property located at 1418 22nd Avenue North, and situated in this section 23 Township 7, Range 3, West Birmingham 35204. Motion, please.
Move the item.
Second. All right, councilors, this is just a resolution. What we're voting here today is to set a public hearing on this item for December 9th. Do you have a question relative to setting the date?
No,
Counselor?
I have a question regarding the summary here. The summary says not recommended by the Planning and Zoning Committee, and Councilor Smitherman has stepped away, but I just wanted to ask Mr. Clerk that the minutes of the meeting actually be reviewed to make sure, because I think the Planning and Zoning Committee actually recommended this item. But if we just check the minutes, that should, I just want to make sure that
That's noted
whatever
properly.
is in, presented to the council reflects what was actually done in committee.
But you have that information available for us to,
We're looking at the
Now?
submittal
Okay.
from the
All right.
department, and
Madam President,
yes?
we'll double check, and by the time the item comes up for the public hearing, we'll make sure that recommendation is either right.
All right. Thank you very much. So we'll note that we will clarify, yes?
It says in the summary here that it was not recommended by the Planning and Zoning Committee. And my recollection of being in that Planning and Zoning Committee meeting was that the Planning and Zoning Committee actually did provide a favorable recommendation.
No, I was in that meeting enough.
Okay, I may be misremembering, so that's
It
why I
breaks
was
down.
suggesting checking the minutes.
It actually was unanimous.
Not recommended.
it breaks down one vote and 2 votes to deny. One vote approve and 2 votes to deny.
Okay,
If you look on page 25A, that's submitted in part of our package. Excuse me, Exhibit 25A, it does restate what the Planning and Zoning Committee, what their vote was.
can you restate the vote, Mr. Clerk?
It says, submitted from PP, 1 vote to approve and 2 votes to deny.
Okay, great, all right, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification. We're all clear. We are voting at this time to set the public hearing.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
All right, thank you. That public hearing is set. Any other items, Mr. Clerk?
26 is withdrawn. No, ma'am, that should be it.
All right, thank you very much. At this time, councilors, we will entertain updates from your districts. And Councilor Smith, are you ready to provide us with an update for District 8?
Come back around to me, please.
Oh, I'll come back around. Anybody on this side ready? I wait, Councilor Smitherman.
I should be ready. You can go. Oh, no.
Okay, well.
Come on,
We had our Safe Summer concert this past Sunday. Despite the cold weather, it was still very successful. We had Rocky, Q Parker, Sherry Brown, and the R&B group Next. I really want to say thank you to Chris Coleman, Lady Wu for bringing the energy for the crowd, and to Chastity Shepherd with Be Grace. I really appreciate her because that was like a true concert, and so everybody had a good time. We had great food trucks, and I know that we have one more coming up, but once again, I will always thank Madam Pro Tem along with former Council President Parker for having this series of our own. I know people look forward to every year. There are some community food events coming up. Westminster is having a partnership with UAB Mobile Market this Friday from 12 to 4 at the church. They will have 20 turkeys and food boxes, including an opportunity to shop at the UAB Mobile Market. In partnership with Arlington House and Harmony Heritage, I am partnering with them to help feed 50 families in need. We will be having food from the garden at Arlington House, fresh food, etc. So if you are a family in need that is on SNAP in West End, we will be passing out those boxes on Saturday at the Arlington House from 10 to 12. Also, if you'd like to volunteer, we are putting together those boxes at the Arlington House on Thursday from 7 to 10 a.m. Also, as far as neighborhood meetings, Oakwood Place is today at 4 at Harrison Park Recreation Center. Mason City will meet today at 4:30 via teleconference. And then tomorrow, North Titusville will meet at Memorial Park at 5 p.m. And then on Monday, West End Manor will meet on Monday, November 10th, 2025 at 5 p.m. at New Hope Baptist Church. And then lastly, Railroad Park will host UAB Veterans Day 5K November 8th, beginning at 8 a.m. They will start at 17th Street Plaza in West Green, and this will benefit the UAB Veterans Relief Fund. And then lastly, tomorrow is my niece's 22nd birthday, so I would like to wish her a happy birthday. And she plays basketball for Little Rock, and they had their first win last night as well. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you very much. Councilor Vasa.
Thank you, Madam President. Just a couple of announcements. Wednesday, tomorrow, November 5th, from 5 to 6 p.m. is a public hearing for the southern area rezoning. It's a great opportunity to have your voice heard around zoning. Definitely recommend anyone interested in this to attend. That's again tomorrow, Wednesday, November 11th, 5 p.m., right here at Council Chambers. Secondly, Avondale Park has their second Saturday cleanup at 8 a.m. It's a great opportunity to check out the park, meet residents, clean up. Feel free to bring tools, gloves, and enjoy an opportunity to take care of that park. Lastly, we have our Forest Park South Avondale Neighborhood Association meeting tonight at 6:30 p.m. at the Avondale Library. And last but not least, my daughter's 19th birthday is tomorrow, so wish her a happy birthday. Thank you.
Congratulations. Wonderful. Thank you. Councilor Williams.
Thank you, Madam President. Only one announcement. Eastwood Neighborhood will be meeting Thursday, November the 6th at 6:30 at their normal place, which is Habitat. And I know that while we're talking about a lot of issues around SNAP and homelessness fitting in, I know that we're going to have our first hard freeze this upcoming Monday, and that's come up a lot. Folks have asked me about it, and I think that that we have a ton of great partners. We had some in the audience today with Firehouse, and that people continue your generosity, not just with this SNAP program, but all of our nonprofits. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilor Williams. Councilor Quinn.
Thank you, Madam President. The Eastlake Neighborhood Association will meet tonight at 6 p.m. at Household of Faith Church. Also meeting tonight is the Forest Park South Avondale Neighborhood Association. They meet at 6:30 at Avondale Library. On Thursday, the Wahoma Neighborhood Association will meet at 6 p.m. at the Eastlake Library. I want to remind folks that the District 5 annual Thanksgiving food drive-through giveaway will be held Friday, November 14th at 1 p.m. at the Jefferson County Family Court. That's located at 120 2nd Court North here in Birmingham. This event is a first come, first serve while supplies last. And then finally, please remember to take advantage of the market at Pepper Place, which occurs every Saturday from 7 to 12 until December 13th. Thank you. That concludes my announcement.
Thank you, Dr. O'Quinn. Councilor Woods?
Thank you. A few neighborhood association meetings upcoming, and so due to the Veterans Day holiday, the Kilo Springs Neighborhood Association will meet tonight, November 4th at 6 p.m. That will be at Smith Middle School. The Apple Valley Neighborhood Association will also meet tonight at 6:30 p.m. That meeting will be held at the East Pinson Valley Rec Center. The Spring Lake Neighborhood Association will hold its regular meeting this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. at Huffman High School. They also have an online option, and Echo Highlands Neighborhood Association will meet this Thursday at 7 p.m. This meeting is online only. Also note the Roebuck Neighborhood Association will meet next Monday, November 10th at 6:30 p.m. at the Birmingham East Police Precinct. Also want to thank everyone that hosted Trunk or Treat Fall Festival events last week or so in District 1. Really good to see so many families out, just connecting with neighbors and community partners, celebrating and having a good time. So want to shout out all the groups that hosted something. And then if you're in need of staying up to date, encourage all District 1 residents to connect with our community connector. You can text D1 to 205-894-5030 to sign up today.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Gunn?
Thank you, Madam President. Tonight we have a few neighborhood association meetings in District 4. Tonight we have the Fairmont Neighborhood Association. They meet at 6 p.m. at the North Birmingham Library. And secondly, we have the Kilo Springs Neighborhood Association. We'll meet tonight at Smith Middle School. Next week, prior to our next meeting, or meeting that's been canceled, we have the Woodlawn Neighborhood Association that will meet Monday at Willowwood Recreation Center at 6 p.m. We have the Inglenook Neighborhood Association that will meet also on Monday at 6 p.m. at the Inglenook Recreation Center. And then we have the Roebuck Neighborhood Association that will meet at the East Precinct at 6:30 p.m. Just want to take a moment to salute our first responders. Over the weekend, there was a neighbor's home that caught fire in the neighborhood, Norwood neighborhood, which I live. And I just want to make sure that we continue to underscore and emphasize to our residents as the temperatures continue to change, to use safe methods of heating. This particular neighbor had a kerosene lantern and it knocked over and caused the home to get ablaze. So I want to make sure that as the weather begins to change, that residents know to use safe methods of electrical heating that have automatic shutoff. And those are my announcements for today.
Thank you so much, Councilor Gunn. And I think it's also great to remind residents, I believe our fire department, we still continue to offer fire safety alarms and those type things, and so that you can reach out to the fire department as well, so that you can help to secure your home with that. Thank you. Councilor Smith?
Yes, great, thank you. Some neighborhood association meetings. The Fairview neighborhood is meeting this evening at 5:30 via phone conference. Also this evening, we have the Thomas neighborhood meeting at Greater St. Thomas Church, and that's at 6 p.m. The Tuxedo neighborhood is meeting on Monday at 5 p.m. at the East Ensley Library. Rising West Princeton and Ensley Highlands are meeting on Monday evening, also at 6 p.m.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Madam Pro Tem?
Thank you, Madam President. The Wylam Neighborhood Association is having their meeting tonight at 6 p.m. at the Wylam Library. As Councilor Smith has already announced, Thomas Neighborhood Association meeting will be having their meeting tonight at 6:30 at the Greater St. Stephen's Thomas Baptist Church. Civico Finley has canceled their neighborhood meeting for the month of November. North Birmingham Neighborhood Association will meet Monday, November the 10th at 6 p.m. at the North Birmingham Library, and Sherman Heights Neighborhood Association meeting is Monday, November the 10th, 6 p.m. at the Morning Star Christian Church located at 1600 Slayton Avenue. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you very much. These are announcements for District 7. I just want to congratulate our Chief of Staff, Mrs. Isola Hall, and her husband, Jamichael. They are now a party of 4. The Hall party of 4, They gave birth on yesterday to Alani Grace Hall. She weighed in at 5 pounds and 2 ounces. So congratulations. We are glad to enlarge our office in District 7. So thank you very much. I do want to remind residents and those who are listening that Red Mountain Park, which is located in District 7, they have new park hours from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visitors can access park trails by bike or foot via the Venice Road entrance, and that is at 2019 Venice Road. There's easy access from that entrance for the trails. Or you can access at the Frankfurt Drive entrance and take a detour due to construction through the dog park. On Friday, November 7th, the Jones Valley Neighborhood Association will meet at 4 p.m. at the Powderly Library. On Sunday, November 9th, I think we'll end out the Safe Summer series of concerts, which now we may be calling the Safe Fall series concerts, okay? But congratulations, Councilor Smithman. I know you had a great concert. Everybody talked about the local acts. I think that was a great idea. And a lot of people were videoing live from there. So it looked a little chilly, but I think everybody had a great time. So here's what we're going to do on Sunday, all right? We're going to be at Lynn Park. We'll be featuring artists Urban Mystic, Pokey Bear, and Big Row, okay? We're going to start at 3 p.m. So we'll take advantage of the sunlight, and we hope to be out of there before dark. But that's at Lynn Park, Sunday, November 9th. Happy, again, to host these series. Hope everybody understands this started during COVID, and it was a great way to get families out and get them out into the community. And so now, like I said, we'll close it out with our Safe Summer series. And meetings for November 10th, we have the West Goldwire Neighborhood Association will meet at 5 p.m. via conference call. The Powderly Neighborhood Association will meet at 5:30 p.m. at the Henry Crumpton Rec Center. And then we'll close out the night with Oxmoor Valley Neighborhood. They meet at 6 p.m. at the Oxmoor Rec Center. City Council, we will not meet on Tuesday, November 11th. It is a city holiday, so we ask everyone to take advantage of that opportunity to honor our veterans who have served in the military to keep us safe. We do have 2 veterans that serve in our council team, and that is Deputy Administrator Jeff McDaniels and District 7 Office Assistant Losie Brown. So we do want to thank everyone in the sound of our voice who have gave their time and talent to protecting us through their service. So we thank you. So we will not meet on the 11th, okay? But we will meet on the 18th. So regular council meeting will be on the 18th. Now, after you have all that rest on Tuesday, councilors, I want you to come back and join us for our Committee of the Whole meeting. We're calling a special Committee of the Whole meeting. That will be on Wednesday, November 12th, here in the council chambers from 3:30 to 5:30. You will be getting the agenda, but pretty much that agenda will be devoted to the mayor, and his team will be providing us information on city financials. And then we also had tabled an item on urban alchemy. So we're looking for those 2 items that will be on the agenda. All right. And Thursday, November 13th, we will have our D7 Days of Giving, and that begins with a meal prep for needy families in the 17 neighborhoods in District 7, and so that distribution will be at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So each neighborhood president in District 7 will be selecting a family, and then they'll be able to come by Marino's and get the groceries for that meal prep. We know this is really, as we say, I won't call it turbulent times, but it is. When you're trying to feed a family, it can be turbulent times. So I think all of us as counselors, we're looking at ways to circumvent and help our residents. So that will be D7 Days of Giving. Those families will be notified, and that will take place on Thursday, November 13th. And then we will climax our D7 Days of Giving by giving our hen giveaway on Saturday, November 15th, and that will be at First Baptist Roosevelt City. It will start at 10 a.m. and it will last until supplies are gone. We also have another organization that is going to help us, and so we should see the numbers of giveaways that we'll have to provide. And I believe that's all of the announcements.
Madam President, I'm so sorry. I forgot to talk about words of sympathy and empathy for the residents that lost their apartments on Cobb Lane. I do want to say I apologize for that. I can't imagine, waking up to a fire and losing everything that I've owned. So I'm very sympathetic to that. I've reached out to the Red Cross. I haven't heard back from them to see how we can assist them. But Chiefs, I will say that Birmingham Fire and Rescue did an awesome job. The way they stayed on that fire for about 2 days was absolutely amazing. So shout out to Chief Moon and the firefighters for that. It really gave me a lot of good comfort that the great job that they do. So that's all, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you, and I do appreciate you for reminding us of that. I know we all watched the fire, and we want to, I think there were 18 families that were displaced. I also want to thank Birmingham Fire and Rescue and those organizations that came out and supported those families and made that area safe. So thank you very much. At this time, Mr. Clerk, we'll entertain the speakers list.
Mr. Bob Friedman.
As Mr. Friedman comes forward, I want to remind you, we do have 3 minutes that will allow you to speak to us, and we thank you for joining us and being here. I know it was a lengthy meeting, but thank you very much. Go ahead.
Thank you. Bob Friedman, 1623 12th Street South in the 5 Point South neighborhood. The fire, since it was brought up, was just a nightmare for anybody interested in preservation of older buildings. It made it look like Dresden during the Second World War. It was very tragic. Congratulations to Councilors Alexander and Tate for your ascension as your chair and vice chair. And I have to say something about Cheryl, even though I didn't come here to say something about Cheryl, but when she first started, I was a housing authority commissioner. We were building Hope 6 in Ensley. We had no problem getting federal money. The city council was incredibly at odds with itself during those days. And so it's a tribute to all of you to be unified in very, very difficult times, to say the least. I wanted to say that I sent emails out to everybody in the council, except that I wasn't sure of Councilor Gunn and Councilor Smith's new email address, but if it's the same as everybody else's, namely first name dot last name at birminghamal.gov, I'll recorrect and send again. And to my new city councilor, Josh Vasa, I got one piece from your campaign website, which bounced. So your assistant has given me the right one. What I'm talking about is I sent an update on the Birmingham Black Radio Museum. I'm the director of that. I'm told by all of my board members not to forget to say the only Black Radio History Museum in the United States. We've done all of our due diligence and we've come up with that fact. And so I'm always now concerned about how quickly we're going to get things repaired. I know COO Mitchell and I go back and forth like we're playing ping pong with each other. But the fact of the matter is I'm not looking to blame anybody. The sewer pipe was 90 years old. And whether or not we rebuild or don't rebuild downstairs, unless it's get repaired, even though the jazz hall can have concerts upstairs, something happens, it's going to back up again downstairs. So it is a very, very serious health issue, among other things. And I'm hoping, I was a witness to the October 7th City Council meeting when Carol Clark raised some issues about this very same subject with you, Mr. Mitchell. And I'm hoping that when you said that you're looking for a contractor, I wander around the South Side because we're digging up South Side everywhere. There are people doing sewer and abatement all kinds of construction there. That you'll really give some thought to the bidding process. I don't know if that's something that the City Council gets involved in. I think it does. To put it up for bids, I end up looking at the legal section of the Birmingham Times because it's our paper of record in the city, and I do that every week, and I haven't seen it yet. I'm hopeful that I'm wrong. Let's get it together. Let's allow us and the Jazz Hall to be able to finish our charge, which is an incredible cultural center that tells history in so many different ways. We intend on making it an international attraction, and we just need the city's support to fix the problem. On the other side, my kudos to the mayor for standing up in the face of reaction on the part of our federal government when it comes to talking about the needs of the poor and saying in their face as well, we'll start the contribution and we'll make it happen. We're not going to abandon our children.
Thank
So
you.
I think that's my request, and greetings again.
Thank you so much. I am reminded that, Councilor Clark, we did take that issue up, and we could just get an update. If you'll just update us individually or as a group and let us know where we're going, and we'll be sure to provide that update. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Friedman. Any other questions? Next.
Willie Jenkins.
Hi, Mr. Jenkins.
Them old fast Southwood Drive. I just come to let y'all know that I got a trophy from the Carver High School alumni. I'm a member of Carver High School alumni. They gave me a trophy, they awarded me.
Congratulations.
And also we having the Men of Praise gonna be at this church right here this coming Sunday. Great Emmanuel Temple, the Men of Praise. This is all our pictures on here. We're gonna be singing at 70901 2nd Avenue South. So we'll be there this coming Sunday, and we're gonna be sharp. The Men of Praise. And that's all of us sitting down there. We practice at this church all about 9 or 9:30 the other night. But we is ready, said we is ready. The Men of Praise is ready to go. And I will let y'all know when y'all can't come again. Whoever be able to come, they're welcome to come. Who's able to come, Mr. Gunn. I will invite you, Mr. Gunn, to come see us sing. And also pray for Ronald Butler. He's a young guy, went to Carver High School. He graduated, not with me, but he graduated from Carver. He passed away. He's been around for many years, but I would like to get a letter. And also Iris, his name is Iris, Maurice Iris. He was a minister, and he had a massive heart attack. He was doing a lot of work and doing things, and he was young too, about 47 years old. And he had a massive heart attack. My prayers go out to the family, to both of the family. And I just want to let y'all know that our pastor, Reverend Irvin, Oak Street Baptist Church, we're going to have him a banquet Saturday at 2 o'clock. If y'all be busy at 2 o'clock Saturday, I would like to invite all y'all to come out. Mr. Gunn, my pastor, Reverend Irvin, Oak Street Baptist Church, 3224 Virginia Avenue, Cartersville. It's anniversary Sunday, but I will leave. I've stayed my pastor's anniversary, but I'm going to have to go. It ain't till 3:30, but I still will have time. The Men of Praise, and we got some good program. I look down program, black suit, gold tie, and black shirt, black shoe, black sock. But we are ready. We Men of Praise, we are ready to tell. It's a minister, and we try to they directed the Shell them play the piano. Another lady, she directed the choir, the whole entire choir. They would come down here, but all of them be working, they be working. They would come down here and sing for y'all, but what I'm saying, they be working at work and stuff like that. I invite everybody. I invite a lot of church. I've been working out there on the field, been working. They tell people, come see the Men of Praise. Police Chief John Johnson sang with us too.
Okay.
And so I'm looking at the Lord, we have a wonderful time. Also, the reunion was real nice. The Carver High School picnic, and we had a wonderful time. Our class representing. Some of my class came to my church, and I looked for Maddie. She came to my church, Oak Street Baptist Church. And also, Sabrina, my niece, graduated from Jefferson State College last week. And yeah, me and my sister went. She graduated from Jefferson State College, so she worked at St. Vincent. She's still working, but she continued work. But she came to church with her robe on and cap and gown, and I'm proud of the Sabrina. I'm glad she just, got graduated. My sister, Linda Lee, she is proud, and I'm proud of her too.
Thank you, Mr. Jenkins. Now, what class was that? Was the class of 73?
Yeah, class of 73, my class, 73, at Mighty
That was a
Carver
good
High
year to
School.
graduate from high school. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Carver High School.
Thank you, Mr. Jenkins.
Okay.
All right, everyone, thank you so much.
Okay then.
At this time, we want to thank our officers who were on duty, Officer Pinkin and Officer Square. Thank you very much. And now we'll entertain. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All right, thank you. Meeting is adjourned.
Let's go to work. Let's go. Yo, here we go. Y'all know this song, right? I need all y'all dancing. Let's go. Hey, don't stop now. What's up, y'all? This your boy T-Lo. What's up? This your boy Pharrell. And we're next. Safe summer. Yeah.
So we had our annual Safe Summer concert series in District 6. We were at Burma Park. It was a very cold but a very fun night. Shout out to Lady Wu and DJ Chris Coleman for being on the ones and twos. They definitely kept the crowd very energized. I really appreciate B. Grace, Chastity Shepherd. I think this is maybe our third, fourth, fifth year of this, and it's been a success every year. People look forward to it. We really had a true concert with 4 great acts, from Rocky to Sherry Brown to Keith Parker to my favorite, the group Next. It was so amazing, and I can't wait to see who we'll have next year.
Keep on up, baby, keep on up, and you say. Keep on up, baby, keep on up.
Even though it was cold, everybody had a good time. They were moving around. You saw a lot of smiles, and it's great to see people dancing in 50 and 40 degree weather. So I heard great feedback that it was a great concert, and I really enjoyed the concert myself. It was just so amazing.
Bounce on the blacktop, might have gone too hard with the last shot.